Yeah.
And I'm the resident advisor.
Oh, shit.
What? Hey, wait, come back. Don't leave me hanging.
We would never leave you hanging, buddies. We're back. It's episode 10. We took a little bit of a break, just some R&R for ourselves, getting ready for the holidays. But we're here, FYC Film Review. I'm your host, Gagne, and with me, as always, is my friend, Ronaldo. How are you, sir?
What's up, sir? How's it going? How have you been?
It is going well. I'm well, just staying safe, staying inside.
Yeah. It's been cold. It's been really cold lately.
Yeah, it's what happens when the weather changes, enjoy the fall leaves and put a sweatshirt on.
Yes.
I opted to go backwards. I'm wearing shorts and, short sleeve shirts. I'm trying to fight against the system.
I don't know, man. I don't like the cold weather, but I don't like the hot weather either.
But we do like the holidays, and we decided
Yeah.
we had to pick a holiday movie to stay in the spirit, and it's Thanksgiving or close to it, and we went with not the obvious Thanksgiving choice. What do we go with?
Well, it's hard because you have a lot of your Christmas movies and you got a lot of your Halloween horror movies, but to pick a Thanksgiving movie, sure, there's a couple out there, but it's kind of slim pickings when you compare it to Christmas or Halloween. But we decided to go with the gem of a film, Son-in-Law, starring Pauly Shore, the kid from The Sandlot, Kelly Kapowski, I don't know the real names, and the main girl. So,
Carla Gugino. Let's she's a fine actress and she has been acting for a while. So I have an affinity for her and I think she's fantastic. So I will say that was probably a reason why I loved this movie so much as a kid. Major crush on her. And there's that Stay by the Bell, obviously, connection when you're a teenager and you're like watching movies or lives of people that are just close to an age where you're going to be at soon, but far enough away that they seem so adult-like that I remember those being very nostalgic for me. Like I wanted to connect to them because I thought that that's what it was going to be like as soon as you hit 18, 19, 20.
Sure. Yeah, I get it. And one of the reasons we chose this movie was because it takes place around the Thanksgiving holiday. It's about a girl who goes to college and has this discovery of what she wants to be with the help of Pauly Shore, and she brings him home. And, the family sees this guy and he kind of makes their whole lives a little bit better, even though he's kind of kooky. I've never seen this film. It came out in 1993. So almost 30 years, this is the first time I'm watching it. I'm assuming you've seen it before, right?
Absolutely. Saw it shortly after it came out. I didn't see it in theaters, but I did see it next year.
Right. And did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. As I did most Pauly Shore films back then. He was I don't want to say a one-note wonder, but he had a shtick, and I liked it and found it funny when I was 12, 13,
Right.
It was silly and not like anything most people were doing. And he just seemed so fish out of water in everything you put him in that it just worked.
It worked. And I got to be honest, I've only seen one movie with him, and that was Encino Man. And I really liked Encino Man. I really liked Encino Man. And before we start reviewing this and I start critiquing it, I just want to throw this out there. I am a Pauly Shore fan. I don't know what he's doing now, but back in the early 90s, he was huge. He was on MTV, and he came out with a handful of movies with his shtick that worked so much that in fourth grade, I remember writing a 2-page paper about how I wanted to be like Pauly Shore. That's not even a joke. That's how much I really like Pauly Shore. So I just want to throw it out there before I start critiquing this movie. Pauly Shore, I think you're funny. I think you're great. It took me 30 years to see this movie, so I hope you understand when I start critiquing this movie.
Oh, this is going to be fun because while this might be our shortest episode, this will be, I think, the first one where you and I may be at odds a little bit. And and another one that you haven't seen. So we haven't done that yet. I think everything that we've done so far, we've both seen at one time or another.
Right.
So this will be fun.
So,
I am a Pauly Shore fan and also have seen the movie. So I'm interested to hear you say that you're a fan of him just from what, MTV? Because you had only seen Encino Man.
right. So MTV, I remember him on MTV a lot, and I liked him. There was something about his persona that was really, it's kind of neat. He's kooky, but he was kind of nice, and that comes out in his movies. We've only seen one movie, right?
Two
But it
now.
comes out. He's funny, but he has heart. He's not just this goofball. There's these little tiny moments where that heart comes out, and you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I appreciate that. And I saw this in this movie. Unfortunately for me, this wasn't Encino Man. It took me 30 years to see it. And just so to let everybody know, I saw this movie twice in a row, because I know sometimes when you watch a movie and you don't like it, and then maybe later down the road you watch it again and you watch it again, you kind of end up liking it. And I thought maybe I needed to do with that with the movie. Unfortunately, that process did not work with this movie. It worked with my wife. She loves this movie. She loved it. Like,
was it her first time?
No, she grew up with this movie. So I think there's a nostalgia feeling with this movie that unfortunately I don't have because I never saw it. So,
well, we can test that theory, but this is the first film that my wife actually watched with me since I can't even remember now. She's just skipped all of the ones that we've done, and she liked this. She loves Encino Man and liked this, and so she'd never seen it before.
And she liked it.
Debunking your theory, she did. She enjoyed it. She thought it was cute.
That's great. That's awesome. I think that's great.
It does meet one of our criteria. It is under 100 minutes. It's 96 minutes.
I don't even know where to start with this movie. I went in there, 96 minutes. You know, I know here at FYC, we love 90-minute movies, but I'm kind of thinking, man, maybe those extra 30 minutes kind of count for something sometimes, you know, because it feels like there's something missing.
Wanted 30 more minutes of Pauly Shore saying, buddy?
Maybe not that, but whatever. So yeah, it starts and you kind of just wait for Pauly Shore. You get introduced to Becca, and she's this young, innocent country farm girl who is going away to college in California, right? And the movie really starts for me when Pauly Shore enters. I liked her as the young, innocent country gal. I didn't have a problem with that. I thought her transition happened too quick for me, but.
Yeah, it's like she's leaving, she hates it, and all of a sudden she meets Pauly Shore and Crawl, as they call him, because he had to crawl home from all the parties his freshman year. He's on his like 6th year of college now, but yeah, she meets him, and all of a sudden everything's better in LA. And I get that part of it, but yeah, it is a quick transition where all of a sudden she's a completely different person in less than 3 months.
It happened really quick, and maybe that's where the 30 minutes needs to come in and maybe add a little bit more to it, but whatever.
Not a bad suggestion, but not your script. And fun fact, the first and maybe only fun fact from this film.
Okay.
This was also written by the guy who did Demolition Man. So same year, he did Demolition Man and he did Son-in-Law. He was a busy bee in Hollywood.
No.
Yes. He only got a story by credit in this one. So I'm assuming he, whatever, first draft threw this out there and somebody bought it and torched it and did other things to it. But I imagine that Pauly Shore must have ad-libbed most of this. But
yeah. Back to Becca, going to California. I got really annoyed by her boyfriend, Travis, right away.
Yeah.
Right away. Like, it didn't even take 2 minutes for me to get annoyed with Travis. And they're in the bar, and he's like, oh, I don't want to wait. He's just kind of whiny. It's like, whatever.
You have to have, in some romantic comedy, some, bad guy, and he fits that bill. He's the villain. And he's a bad villain. But I can think of many, while it's a college film, technically, it's like high school, romantic comedies where it's just the villain. Think about how bad Paul Walker was and She's All That. Like, the character is awful,
But that movie was okay. That movie was better.
I mean, better than what? Better than this?
Yeah. How dare you? That's so good, man.
I mean, sure, yeah, but she makes the transition really, really quick. All of a sudden, she's just this hot girl. So
Yeah, but it's
I can do the
different.
same thing. It's not different. It's
I'll tell
not.
you why it's different because this transition, when she starts just acting like Pauly Shore, it was almost like, okay, now there's two Pauly Shores on screen, and it gets kind of
Yes,
annoying. And it's like, come
yes.
on,
You you were nail on the head there. I will give you credit for that because I kind of cringed every time somebody else tried to be like Pauly Shore,
Yeah,
um, because it's Pauly Shore's thing, and I don't want to
right.
hear other people attempting to do it. It's like you and I trying to run around doing Eddie Murphy Delirious. I mean, in our
But
heads
we
we
do
think we're
try to
funny.
do that.
No, we
We
do.
try to do it.
I know, but if we were to do that to other people who maybe didn't know us, who didn't, watch Delirious
Yeah,
as much as we did, they would be like, okay, like, no.
yeah.
So
But
I agree with you
yeah.
there. I'll agree with you there. She starts acting like him. It's a little much.
For me, Becca's transition basically into Pauly Shore just didn't work for me. It came off as annoying, and I
Yeah.
think maybe that's why I kind of was like, okay. It was like, yeah, she was kind of different, but she was like trying to be him. There needs to be one Pauly Shore and one somebody different, kind of like an Encino Man. When you have Pauly Shore and you have Sean Astin, I forget what his name is, right?
Yep. Yeah.
They're kind of opposites, but they play off each other, and it
Right.
works. This one just didn't work for me.
Yeah. She kind of becomes him,
Mm-hmm.
which is never a good way to start a relationship. So
No,
just
no.
throwing that advice out there. Had we seen a sequel, it likely would have been like, a divorce movie.
I don't. I mean, I don't know why they didn't just tell him the truth. I don't think the truth would have hurt in the
Yeah, I
end.
guess that's also the assumption that they would actually get married. I mean, Becca's 18, 19 at best. 6-year senior. He's or 6-year college guy's got to be 24, 25. Like, marriage?
Yeah,
Probably not.
and I mean the beginning when she goes to college and he has the video camera, it doesn't work nowadays because it's so kind of
God, no.
very, very
Creepy?
pervy and
Yes.
following her around and goes, Ev, or I forget what he says, but it was kind of like, ooh, you know what I mean?
All kinds of stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
they're on a beach and he's using binoculars to stare at other women and, make all kinds of these comments. That's my first note actually was that I was like, crawl is a lawsuit waiting to happen. Being an RA in a dorm with a video camera following new girls around saying fresh meat. I mean, like,
Yeah.
yikes. It's like, yeah, it's the stuff that you see in older films that you're like, that would never fly now.
Right. It wouldn't fly on it. That's kind of like one of the reasons why it doesn't work for me. But again, I didn't grow up with it. I have another fun fact. Fun fact number 2,
Oh,
everybody. Here we go. He was originally going to be named Snake, but they changed it to Crawl.
I
Fun
mean,
fact.
good change because Snake. I mean,
Crawl?
yeah, but it's funny because in using something like crawl where people hear it and there's no association there, you've got the dad who constantly calls him the wrong thing. He calls him crap, crap,
Cro- Crotch.
crotch,
Yeah.
just all kinds of different ones, and it's funny.
Yeah.
By the third time he did it, I was like, and then the entire family yells back at him what the actual name is.
Yeah.
You got to have something like that. Snake wouldn't work. He would know, but he'd know the name Snake.
Okay, so to piggyback off that comment off the dad, to me, the dad had some of the funniest lines in this movie. I laugh more with the dad than with Pauly Shore or anybody else
Hmm.
because of how opposite he was of Pauly Shore. He was trying to protect his daughter, and when he called him crotch the first time I saw it, I was laughing. I was like, "That's hilarious!" And he called him crap. It's funny. Those moments are funny. So that's why I think that relationship worked because there's two opposite. They're completely opposites. Opposites attract, and it works.
Yeah.
So to me, the dad, Walter was funny. He was really, and I really like the scene where he kind of they're having lunch or something, and he kind of goes off on everybody. He goes off on his son and his dad and the wife and Pauly Shore and everybody, and he's just kind of fed up with it. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought that was a great scene.
Yeah. Yeah. They do actually play off each other really well. And I think that's probably the best part of the movie, when Pauly Shore actually realizes that like he likes the family after going on the fishing trip and is like, I got to be honest with them. Like, it was all because of the relationship with the dad and kind of respecting him and realizing like he's raised his family. And yeah, like there's that touching moment that you said, you know, Pauly Shore films like have that heartfelt moment. Loved the Encino Man wink. That was awesome.
Cameo.
Cameo. That was fantastic. Which worked great because, you know, Encino Man was high school. This is college. Like, were they a year apart, 2 years apart? I can't remember.
I think 1 year apart. 92 Encino Man, and then this is 93. So
Pauly Shore, man.
Pauly Shore's all over the place. And again, because I hadn't seen this movie, when I saw Link, that was his name, right? Link in Encino Man. When he came out, I was like, that's the Encino Man. So I thought that was a cool nod to the movie before.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that. And because of that and all this, we want to go watch Encino Man probably in the next couple of days. Just to kind of go revisit that, yeah.
If you haven't watched it in a while, I have a feeling you'll feel some similar things about that you do with Son-in-Law. It's a very dated 90s movie.
Yeah, but I grew up with Encino Man. I saw it, and I remember liking it. I remember there was heartfelt moments because I grew up with it. And like you said, going back to these heartfelt moments, Pauly Shore, despite all his kookiness and all these movies that aren't going to win any Oscars or any awards, he's got a heart of gold. He's a nice guy. He's crazy, but you can see how he helps out the whole family, and it's kind of touching those moments that he has with the brother, you know, with the grandpa, with the mom, how he helps her with the makeover, and his dad, how he talks with him and he goes, "Hey, you need to talk to your son. You need to reconcile with your son." So those moments are really good, and he comes off really cool like that. You know, if you can see past all his buddy or weasel or all that stuff, he's a nice guy, and I like that.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, he's a lover of everyone, and you know, a man of the earth. What's the Renaissance man? You know, he dabbles in a little bit of everything. Yeah. Did you notice before they got home, she gets her tattoo, who the tattoo artist was? Yeah,
that was Flea.
Good call. That
was Flea. Yeah, who was also in Back to the Future Part 2. He was Needles in Back to the Future Part 2.
Oh, interesting. So he has a lot of movie credits. Must just be an LA thing, but I mean, he pops up in at least a movie a year. I feel like just randomly.
Did you see all these Coke and Diet Coke product placements all over the movie?
Yes,
I did too. Yeah,
but notice how Diet Coke only got a little taste, pun intended, of that product placement, because she leaves the room with it and then she's standing at the phone talking and the can is now covered.
I saw that she covered it with something,
which I was like, okay, so Diet Coke only bought X amount of screen time, but for continuity, she's got to be holding a can still.
Yeah, so Coke. I love Coke. It's better than Pepsi, my opinion.
Just
Pepsi's too sweet.
People. Don't drink soda.
Well, soda's not so bad once in a while.
Soda would be good if they'd sponsor us. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, squirt, Dr. Pepper.
Squirt? I haven't had a squirt in a while. That sounds awful.
It does sound awful. That's staying in. That is not getting edited.
Yep.
Yeah, this episode will be short enough because the movie's short and there's not a lot to talk about in this movie. So I know you hate Travis. The boyfriend is pretty awful. I love that he, you know, in typical fashion, you know, high school's over and he's still wearing his Letterman. The time when at the dinner, when he finds out that Becca's engaged to Crawl, and he punches Pauly Shore in the face, I still laugh out loud. I can tell you honestly, like when I was younger, I thought it was hilarious. And for some reason, maybe it's just like, you know, the America's Funniest Home Videos, people getting hurt makes you laugh. But his reaction to getting punched and like folding into a little ball and like his whine makes me laugh so much. Like why would you do that whining? Like I laughed out loud again. And I used to rewind this and watch it over and over because he plays it so well.
I thought it was funny. I didn't laugh that hard.
Oh,
but I thought it was funny.
Where's your sense of humor, man? It was awesome.
I don't know. I guess. I mean, there was another funny moment where they're walking into the clothing store that Kelly Kapowski works. I'm just going to call her Kelly Kapowski because I don't know her name in this. And right before they enter the store, there's these two guys sitting on the bench, and he goes, "Inbreeders." I thought that was really funny. That was funny.
Inbreeders.
It is funny.
So there's these funny moments. So
It's a very dated reference, but when he meets Pappy for the first time and he says, "Which one are you, Bartles or James?" I had to explain that to my wife. She doesn't remember those commercials, but I thought it was still funny to this day, even though I don't think Bartles and James advertise or maybe have wine coolers anymore. But it was funny. And it was just two old guys who used to sit on a porch talking about wine coolers, which seems odd for old guys, but I don't know. I thought it was funny still. And I like that character. I like the grandpa a lot.
Did you like the grandpa?
Yeah, the part where they come back from the hoedown and everyone goes in and he realizes that he's stuck with Crawl on the porch and he's like, oh shit. Like he didn't want to talk to him. Like he just wanted to whittle the wood by himself. Just little subtle things like that. Obviously, again, cringy at the end when he, tries to do his Pauly Shore version.
Yeah, that was okay.
It's just bad. It's bad. But character wise, I like him. I like the dad. I like the mom. There's, that's the thing is there's just a lot of, they're a lovable family. Like Pauly Shore's lovable. It's just, it's a cute, simple Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah, but there was a lot of bad lines in it. So
really,
so.
That's a great segue for worst line nominee, because I'd love to hear some of yours. There's some bad ones, but I didn't really think there weren't that many, honestly. Like maybe I'm just too much of a sucker for this movie.
No, it's okay. All right. So worst line nominee. Here we go. All right. For starters, when she comes off the plane and Becca starts acting like Pauly Shore, there were like 3 little moments and there weren't big lines. She just says, "Hey, buddy," to his family. And then she goes, "Check out my Weasel wear." And she goes, "What's up, bro?" It doesn't work for me. It seems cringy. And she's trying to be like Pauly Shore. And I just thought, oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Just be yourself. Be yourself.
Right.
Be yourself.
That's what we're going to watch for Christmas.
Be yourself.
Just Friends. It's fantastic. But okay, so I get that, but that's not the line, in my opinion. Like that's her trying to do Pauly Shore. Those are all Pauly Shore lines. Like she's just trying to. They're like, "I'm your director. Hey, Carla, I want you to act like Pauly Shore when you get off the plane. You got to be so unrecognizable. So just like start spouting off all the things that Pauly's been saying to you." And she's like, "Okay," and then she does it, and it doesn't work.
I didn't like it.
But that's not a line thing. That's a
those are short lines. And then you want a bigger line? I'll give you a bigger line.
Give me a bad line.
The grandpa at the dinner table when he's acting like Pauly Shore. Is that not a line? He goes, "Ooh, I hate it when you don't wheeze on this buff dude." It's like, come on, dude. I don't need that. I don't need people acting like Pauly Shore. Act like yourself. Be yourself. Let Pauly be Pauly. Let me enjoy this movie. Sorry.
I can't disagree with you, but I don't see those, and maybe that's again what perceptive. My perception is that I didn't think that those were like lines. Those are just these people trying to talk like Pauly Shore. Whereas like I don't know what the explanation would be. I guess I just don't see those as bad lines. I'm trying to think of like something that Travis said or Theo. Theo's got a bunch of one-liners. That.
Oh, Theo was awful. I didn't like Theo. He just seemed like a bad dude. I didn't like him.
I like Pauly Shore pretending to be him with the spitting. Like that makes me, just that makes me laugh. My nominee would have to be for Flea. You pick it, I stick it, and then like cut away. Just
you pick it,
awkward to me.
I
stick it. Cool. That's very forward of you in it.
Pick it, I stick it.
Yeah. That was his tagline for doing tattoos. I didn't like it. I was like,
okay.
Lee, you did me wrong.
I didn't think it was that bad.
See? Exactly.
All right.
But you hated Grandpa acting like Pauly Shore.
I did. I hated Grandpa acting like Pauly Shore. So we'll just that concludes the worst line nominee for today.
Yeah. All right. So I liked the idea behind the like transformations happening, like the mom, but maybe like the overt like grab ass in the kitchen for some reason, like I don't know, like she was very engaged, like with her parents, like wanting to know about like how it went last night. And could you ever imagine doing that with your parents? Like, would you ever want to like,
Oh,
no, right? Like,
God, no.
and so like
No. Oh,
that next day, like breakfast scene was uncomfortable for me because I can't imagine like being in the kitchen shooting the shit with my dad. Like, hey, you really gave it to mom last night. You're like, no,
Ew.
what? Why would you? Why would you even? Most people think about their parents and they go, oh God,
oh
I can't
God,
believe they even had to have.
no.
But yes, yeah, I know it's normal. I understand,
I
but
know.
it just that scene doesn't work for me just because I'm like, I can't imagine any child ever wanting to have that discussion with their parents.
I don't know. Maybe she's changed, right? So she's more outspoken and out there now, and so she wants to know all these things. And so I don't know. I thought that was sweet how her mom and her dad connected, and they kind
Yeah,
of reignite
totally.
that flame. And he comes in and like grabs her ass, and has like this moment, like, man, that's my girl,
Hmm.
right? And then he leaves, and Pauly Shore looks at her. She looks at him. She goes, "Nasty, nasty," or something like that.
Yeah, that's fine. It's the parent, daughter conversation around it that I'm
Yeah.
like, it's kind of weird. I did find it odd that the parents had separate beds that they had to
Yes.
push together in order to
Yeah.
have relations.
Yeah, yeah, that was weird. They moved it together, so I don't know. Maybe he moves a lot. Maybe someone snores a lot, and
He is a farmer.
I
He has to get up early.
yeah. I think my grandparents used to do that. So
Maybe they only made twin beds back then.
maybe I don't know. I don't know. Um, can we talk about the bachelor party?
Sure.
Okay, I I didn't get this scene. Um, I know it was at the bar, and Travis was gonna throw him a bachelor party, just to get him drunk and pull that little stunt he did.
Mhm.
But what I didn't get was Tiffany Amber Thesis, uh, Kelly Kapowski. She comes in. She's the entertainment for the night.
Mhm.
I don't know if she was a dancer or a stripper or what she was, but she was kind of grinding on every dude there.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't know. I was kind of it may be a bit uncomfortable because she didn't seem. I don't know. I didn't like her doing that. It's Kelly Kapowski doing it. I'm like, hey, come on, you're Kelly Kapowski. Or, waiting
Not
for
whole. It was way, way outside the box of your wholesome view of
yeah, I
of
was
Saved
waiting
by
for
the Bell.
Zach Morris to come in and take her and rescue her and go away to Bayside.
It's a bachelor party. You typically think of bachelor parties as strippers and
Right, but she's
drinking
not a
and
stripper.
yeah, but I mean that was the favor. Like the guy Travis was like, I need you to do me a favor, and she shows up to the bachelor party and is dancing for the bachelor
Okay,
party. I mean, you don't
whatever.
overthink it.
I
Don't
am.
worry.
I'm overthinking
It's
it.
just a bachelor party in a small
Yeah,
South Dakota town, so there probably isn't many other girls to do the dancing.
I
Like
suppose.
a bunch of
I
old
don't.
women, and then these two girls apparently.
I didn't like Tracy doing that. Not
Yeah,
cool, Tracy.
no, Tracy was not cool because she was sleeping with Rebecca's boyfriend.
What did you think about the kid from The Sandlot? I thought he was pretty funny. I don't know what his name is.
He
I think I wrote
works.
it down.
Yeah,
Zach. His name's Zach
yeah.
in it.
I like him. I mean,
I
he's
like him.
fine. He's good, little brother. Annoying and funny and pervy and all the things that you expect a teenage boy to be. But yeah,
Yeah.
he's funny. I like
What
him. I
came out
love.
first, this or Sandlot?
Ooh, probably Sandlot. I'd have
I
to.
don't know.
I think they came out the same year, so I'd have to look at
Okay.
actual release dates. But
He's funny. I think he's funny. I think he's really
yeah,
funny. I liked him. I liked
poor
him a
kid got
lot.
typecast, and I don't think like got to be in much else after that. But I thought he was a good actor for the little things that he did back then. I love that Pauly
Yeah.
Shore gives him the hat, and only if he lets him pinch the cheeks, and
Pinch
I
the
like
cheeks.
their little relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. And Pauly Shore was a computer hacker or a whiz at computers. So it
Yeah,
was only like mentioned for like 5 minutes and that was it. Um, I guess I don't know. thought that was kind of weird.
He-
I liked it, but it could have been like longer. Just build on that.
It was really just to like have that connection moment with the son or with the
With
brother.
Zach. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, you know, and tell a backstory that his mom works in casinos in Vegas and he used to play on computers.
Yeah. You know, and then kind of get to the Thanksgiving scene, the moment of truth.
The turkey part was hilarious when he's trying to kill the turkey. I don't know why. I can watch Pauly Shore run around and scream like for a while. And then the turkey has a heart attack. And I just that line where they show the turkey in the sink and then dad's like the turkey had a heart attack. He's like, I don't know. Yeah, plucks the feather and obviously hilarity ensues. But I thought that was a pretty funny scene. Yeah. And then yes, we get to Thanksgiving dinner and the big reveal where bachelor party went awry.
Yeah, that was weird. You find Tracy and Crawl in the barn, and Becca finds him, and it was all a big plot by Travis, and they figure it out, and Travis and Theo, whatever they plot it, and you know they figure out that Travis left his sleeping pills or some kind of pills in Tracy's car, and they come back and they tell the whole truth, and I don't know, man. I just
too easy.
It's kind of too easy, I thought. And then when like they invited Tracy to stay, I just felt like she was playing like this good girl. I mean, I thought, wait, you weren't that good. You were kind of grinding on every dude at the party. I don't know. I didn't feel that connection there with her. And then he karate chops Travis because he took 2 semesters of karate or something like that, and then he majored, and then that's kind of it. That's where it ended.
I mean, literally, yeah. They have dinner, and then they go outside and have a family photo, and it's over.
That was it. And I that's where I'm like, wait, that's it? Give me maybe 15, 20 more minutes, and maybe, I don't know. But that was it. And
did you want them to get back to California, and then they realized that they really didn't like each other like they thought they did because Rebecca doesn't know who she is because she changed for 3 months?
I don't know, man. All I know is that are they together? Do they? I know Crawl said he's into her, so he likes her. Does she like him? It was kind of like all up in the air. This whole thing revolves around Becca being so undecisive, and she kind of drags Pauly Shore around, and you know, kind of hurts him in the process. And I thought, man, that's mean, Becca. And so you know, they're gonna go back to college, and I don't know.
She's gonna find some other guy to wheeze on her juice.
He's gonna squeeze, yeah, whatever. Becca. So that was it. Other scene, one final scene I thought was pretty good was the combine scene, the corn machine.
Yes,
I think it's called the combine. Yes. I thought that was pretty funny where you know John Denver's playing in the background.
Yes, but then they ruin it with the wink wink. He spelled his name out somehow with his driving. So, I
mean, at that point, does it really matter?
It does. Because
does it really?
Could he really spell that out? Come on.
He's a computer whiz, man. Oh. You'd be surprised what he can do.
Think he programmed it to?
I don't know. So that's it.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
That's a pretty good scene with them chasing Theo down. I like it. I don't. It's simple, man. That's what I like about it. It's it's quick. You're in and out. It's a Thanksgiving movie. It's got Pauly Shore. You don't need much more than that, and it's really just it's a vehicle for somebody who at the time was very, very big and got scripts like this, and just they said go at it. So it worked for me, which would lead us to I believe our rating, because what else you got to do? The turkey's been stuffed.
Yes.
I would say our ratings have been fairly even, but I'm looking forward to hearing how you lambast this one. Please enlighten me with how many buddies you didn't give this movie. I'm ashamed of you.
All right. So am I going to go first here?
You are going to go first. You're on You're on the hot seat on this one.
All right, here I go. Rating Son-in-Law. First of all, I want to say this again. I am a Pauly Shore fan. I liked him a lot in the 90s. I don't know where he's at now. That's not true. I liked him a lot. I wanted to be Pauly Shore. And I never saw this film. I'm seeing it now, basically almost 30 years after it's come out. And, you know, I can't say it holds up because I've never seen it. So that can't come out of my mouth today. I can't say it doesn't hold up because I have never seen this movie, right? So with that being said, I thought this movie, it was cute. It had its moments. Pauly Shore has this heart of gold that comes out in his movies, and it's very endearing. I did not like how everybody tried to be like Pauly Shore. I didn't like it at all. It came as annoying, and you know, I didn't like that. So for me, this movie, I don't feel like I wasted my time watching this movie, but I also don't feel like I gained anything by watching this movie. Okay.
That's
all right.
fair. That's fair.
Okay. So I'm going to give this two buddies for Pauly Shore. And Pauly Shore, I think you're a fun guy. I think you're great. I just didn't like this movie. I'm sorry. It's 2 buddies for me.
Fair. That's more than I expected. So I'm assuming your Pauly Shore love is true, and I don't have to call you on that. For me, it still holds up. And I find myself laughing at the same stuff I laughed at when I was 12 years old. So it's a 3 buddies for me because I like this movie. It still works for me. You're right. Some of those things you really start to grate on you more now than I would have never thought about when I was younger. But like, don't everybody try to be like Pauly Shore. Just let him be him. You know,
Right.
and even if one person does it, fine. You know, 2 people, okay. 3, you like everybody in the movie has to do a Pauly Shore line. Yeah, okay. So I agree with you in that, but I still think it's fun, and it's short and it's sweet. And that's all I want.
Okay, yeah, a 3. I get it. I totally get it. I understand where you're coming from. Again, this does not have it doesn't have any nostalgic feeling for me, and I think that's probably why. So maybe if you had seen it now and never had seen it before, maybe it would be different for you. But I can respect those memories, and I can respect how movies can make you feel at a certain point in life, and rewatching them, that can come back up. So I get it. So Pauly Shore, you're the man. We love you, Pauly Shore, wherever you're at.
Yes, where are you at? Yeah, I feel like you're either a Pauly Shore fan or you're not. And so somebody who had never been a fan of Pauly Shore, if you were to watch this now, you'd be like, oh God. Like, I mean, you probably wouldn't watch it. You're not a Pauly Shore fan. It's like how I feel about Adam Sandler now. Like, just can't watch his stuff. But
yeah.
Adam Sandler back in the day, loved it. Loved his shtick. Same with Pauly.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all we got.
That's it. That is it. It is time to have the pumpkin pie of the desserts and tell you guys that we appreciate you watching. We appreciate you listening. Hopefully you have a great holiday season, and we'll be back for an episode 11 very soon.
Very soon. And let us know if you like Son-in-Law. I would love to hear people's opinion on Son-in-Law. Tell me why it's good. Tell me why it's bad.
And what's your favorite Pauly Shore movie?
Mine?
So I'd like to hear that too, you know, because I think for most it's probably Encino Man, because there's I think a good story and balance, and you know, so but this one, it's pretty up there for me, man.
Cool.
Way better than Biodome.
I never saw Biodome.
Everybody loves that movie, and I just said it's not for me. So
okay.
Yeah.
Right, cool.
Well, that's the show for this week. Thanks everybody for listening. FYC Film Review, watching, tuning in, and commenting. We love hearing from you guys, and we love doing this. So we'll be back very soon. We'll talk to you later.
Sounds good. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Take care.
God.
Bye.